Stipe Miocic was and continues to be a firefighter.
Come on! Give us a shot! Come on!
Demetrious Johnson worked another job for part of his UFC career.
I work in a paper mill, construction, so we built basically sonic tubes. So, and we also built V-boards. So if this microphone came to you and it was in protection, it would be like a V-board that would protect it. And that's what I was a guy who made it. And let's say you needed 2.5 inches or 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, whatever. I would take it, do the math, put it in the computer, and sit there, and it would go choo-choo, choo-choo. And I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's 10. There we go. And do that all day. And then and now I have my phone on me, and Matt will call me and goes, hey, the UFC wants to know if you want to fight. And I'm like, I'll run to the bathroom and like, hey, what's up, man? And he goes, hey, you know, the UFC wants you to fight Kiyomoto on February 5th, my debut in the UFC 2011. I say, hey, let me see if I can day off from work. I'll go into my office and I'll say, hey, Pete, what's going on? He goes, what's up, DJ? And I'm like, hey, do you think I can have a week off to go fight in Vegas? He goes, yeah, let me see if I can work it out. And then I'm like, all right, now I'll come out and say, hey, don't say yes. I don't know yet, okay? And he goes, all right, well, just let me know, okay? And then sure enough, my boss goes, yeah, you get a week off. And I'm like, hey, I can go. And he goes, all right, I'll let Sean me know you can fight.
Now Demetrious is making money through his Twitch accounts.
Let's get ready to rumble!
If I wasn't a fighter, I'd be,
I'd probably be in the dope game, in the rap game. I don't know. I mean, if I wasn't a fighter, maybe I'd have something to do with the sport. Something like that.
Fuck it, I like the first answer.
George St-Pierre says, a lot of the jobs I used to do were terrible. I used to work security in a hip-hop nightclub. It was a lot of fighting, a terrible job. I used to work at a grocery store. It was bad. To pay my university bills, I worked as a garbage man for 6 months. It was not so bad, actually. That was actually one of my most fun jobs. GSP used that job as a training tool.
I've found a way to turn what some call hard work into a game and an exercise in efficiency. I turned garbage collection into a race because it's good cardiovascular exercise, because it's good power training, and because it makes the day go by faster. Efficiency for me is an obsession, an addiction. It not only helps me get stronger, but makes things simpler. It helps me transcend my momentary negative inclinations. It gets me to the gym when I don't feel like going. The ancillary benefit is good habits.
Frankie Edgar was a plumber for his dad's plumbing company.
I've been laying pipe for, for quite a while, but I was a plumber. I graduated college in 2005, and then I was plumbing until like my second dirt fight in the UFC.
Conor McGregor worked as a plumber too. So did Court McGee and Jeremy Kennedy. Paige Van Zandt was a dancer and also appeared in some advertisements.
So why were you hiding the steam mop from Dad and me?
Neil Magny began fighting on August 7, 2010. 19 days later, he received his temporary identification card for the Metro Police Department in the city of St. Louis. He had to make a choice between being a pro fighter or police officer, and he says, I guess it's working out so far. Before competing in MMA, Michelle Watterson was a waitress at Hooters.
Look at me, I'm gonna fight you. No, please don't hit me.
Anderson Silva worked at McDonald's.
That was normal.
Joe Lozon was a network administrator and a UFC fighter at the same time early in his career. Frank Mir used to be a bouncer in a strip club in Las Vegas. He may have continued to work in security, or maybe he would have decided to pursue a career as a DJ. Michael Bisping was a DJ Mikey B. He is also doing some acting while being a fighter.
Get the girl. Get the girl.
Derek Lewis was a tow truck driver. Mark Hunt used to be a construction worker. Andre Arlovsky was a police officer. Francis Ngannou was a bodyguard. Luke Rockhold did construction and now works as a model while fighting. Anthony Pettis owns his own barbershop and also owns his own martial arts gym. Derek Brunson graduated with a criminal justice degree and was working as an in-home therapist. Cowboy Cerrone was a bull rider. Tyron Woodley was a college wrestling coach and does some acting while fighting. He's also done some work in Bollywood too. Eddie Alvarez was working for a concrete company. Benil Dariush worked at Baskin Robbins. Diego Sanchez worked at UPS. and so did Dennis Bermudez. Carlos Condit worked as a bouncer and a lifeguard. Tony Ferguson was a bartender. Clay Guida was a carpenter. Chan Sung Jung did 2 years of required military service in South Korea. Roy Nelson was a substitute teacher. Shogun Hua was a model. Glover Teixeira was a lumberjack. Mickey Gall was a bread truck driver. Holly Holm was a chiropractic assistant. Gunnar Nelson used to set stones and make gardens for people. Jermaine Durandamy worked in a psychiatric hospital emergency department. She was a nurse working with children. Elias Theodorou does some modeling and has been on the cover of some romance novels. Betch Coelho was an accountant. Marion Renault is a high school teacher. Ashley Evans Smith was a bartender.
Come on! Give us a shot! Come on!
Juliana Pena has been working as a waitress while fighting. Irene Aldana was a photographer. Heather Jo Clark was also a photographer. Liz Carmouche was in the Marine Corps. Alexandra Alba was a bouncer in a club. Courtney Casey was a college soccer player. She feels that has been very helpful for her cardio.
Good.
Lauren Murphy was a wildland firefighter for some time.
What was your job at the hospital?
I worked security guard, but I worked the night shift, and after 5 p.m., the pathologist went home. So my job was to put bodies in and out, take them, put them in and take them out the morgue, and do, when somebody dies, they have to do a visual, so people will identify the body. And I had to be there for like autopsies if there's a crime or something that was committed. After I've been there for a while, I would just be totally numb to it. But then after a while, I would see something, and it'd kind of be like, it'd kind of bring me back to like, dang, this is, this is real.
Patrick Cote was in the Canadian Army for 5 years. Ben Saunders worked at McDonald's, Burger King, and Blockbuster. Emil Meek owns his own martial arts gym. Aljamain Sterling sold shoes at Saks Fifth Avenue. Bilal Muhammad owned his own cell phone store. Luis Smoka was a mascot at Papa John's Pizza. Lando Venata worked at Subway.
Cool. Cool.
Ray Borg also worked at Subway. Lena Landsberg worked with children with autism. Danielle Taylor used to be a corrections officer. Angela Hill was an animator and a bartender. Tatiana Suarez was a dog trainer.
What did you do? Did you try to jump the fence? Huh?
Randa Marcos was a pharmacy technician for part of her UFC career. Shamil Abdurrahimov was an economist. Makwan Amarkani was a bouncer. Ben Wynn was a computer tech for the Geek Squad. Miles Jury worked at the Detroit Zoo.
So your question, what would I be doing if I wasn't in the UFC? If I wasn't in the UFC, I would be still coaching college wrestling. Everyone that knows me knows that's my dream job, my passion. And when the fighting is over with, I plan on going right back to it.
Steve Bosse was a pro hockey player. CB Dollaway was a recruiter for IT and telecom companies. CM Punk was a lab technician in addition to being a pro wrestler. Tom Lawler was and still is a pro wrestler. Pat Cummins was a barista at a coffee shop. Daniel Spitz was also a barista at Starbucks. Tim Boach was a social worker and owns his own landscaping company. Gavin Tucker was a musician. Tarek Safadine worked as a gardener, popcorn maker at a cinema, guard security, worked in a doctor's office, and also was a painter. And UFC lightweight Desmond Green worked part-time as a cashier at Walmart.
You need to do job.
MMA Digest. Don't forget to like, comment,